Shalom, Labachayim, Shal Yashala, peace be to the elect of the nation of Israel, consisting of the 144,000 prophets, which are all men, and the rest of the number multitude, which are women, men, women, and children, which will hearken unto the words which the prophets speak, which the Hanabayayim, or the prophets, speak the words which are from the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You gotta say Shalom. Wa Kahalayim La Allahayna Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashar Kakodash. All praises to our power Yahweh, which is the Heavenly Father's name, and His only begotten Son's name is Yahweh Shai, who the world even calls Jesus Christ. And of course, their pure names in the Lashman Kodash, in the Holy Tongue, in the Paleo Hebrew, the ancient Hebrew. Of course, Bahashem meaning in the name, Recha meaning Spirit, Kodash is holy. And of course, I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Shani Kabad La Shalayach. Yom Nawa was a Konyam Nawa Shalayach Sha'ala. Shanya meaning double. Kabad is honor. La is to. Shalayach Yom Nawa is our apostles. Wa is in. Zakonyam Nawa is elders. Of Great Millstone, God Walla Rakub. By in these times. Of course, I want to give peace and salutation, or actually peace and mercy, Shalom B'Chasad L'B'Chayarim, to the elect. Of course, giving you peace and mercy in the Hebrew. Shemya Amafa, my name is Amafa Mayan from the Great Millstone. Plaintables camp located here in the city of Philadelphia, in the, of course, Babylon, which is Babal, coming with a wee lesson, which we have it here, a new recession warning. Rich aren't spending much, or aren't spending, really, that's it, isn't it? I thought that it said spending much. It says they aren't spending, in which we shall cover this article and another one, which Zero Hedge actually noted this article in their other article, in which I initially, due to Spirit Yahweh Shem Yahushai, seen this article, and then it led me to that one later on. So, which means, excuse me. So it says here, a sudden pullback in spending among the wealthy could cascade down to the rest of the economy and create a further drag on growth. So global growth is being slowed down, in which thus this whole world is in subjection due to the Edomites ruling. The earth is given unto the hand of the wicked. The wicked are Edomites, the nation of Edom, which these elite bankers, they are from the stock of Esau, Edom. Rothschilds, Rockefeller, DuPonts, Gettys, and all these different elite families, they are of Edom. They are the wicked. They have, of course, the world in subjection due to their power, in which they were given from the Lord, the sword. And due to greed, they have these various central banks, in which issues the money, which is nothing but fiat currency, isn't it, backed by gold or silver. So you have it that the whole world is in debt due to them ruling, in which they use usury, placing interest upon everything, and the countries kindly pay it back, the people kindly pay it back. So there's going to be a reset, or economy it's going to be a reset, and also a economy crash, which was prophesied in the scriptures to occur, and which is going to bring in a RFID microchip, also known as the mark of the beast, which is the mark of the beast. Give me a wee moment. So it reads on. It says luxury retailers are struggling while discounters like Walmart and Target thrive. So you have it, the luxury retailers, they're struggling. You have a lot of the different stores, especially in the UK, closing shop and such. Okay, and you have even here in the cities, you have a lot, of course, of these different luxury high-end stores. They're just closing down. It says at this month's massive Pebble Beach car auctions, the most expensive car faltered on the block. In the first half of 2019, art auctions sales were down for the first time in years. So you have all even down to your antique cars. Okay. It says an automobile, a Lamborghini Spa Adventure vehicle sits at the display during the gallery event at the MGM Grand Detroit ahead of the 2019 North American International Auto Show in Detroit. This was taken in January 12th of 2019. Reads on, it says the rich have cut their spending on everything from homes to jewelry, sparking fears of trickling down recession, which that'd be a halt in economic growth when you go into it, the recession, the definition and such. Which, just for edification, to bring it out, recession economics is a business cycle of contraction when there is a general decline in economic activity. Recession generally occurs when there is a widespread drop in spending. So you have it here, and you even have a lot of the different articles which came up why the recession won't help millennials buy a house. You have many people there aren't even buying homes and such, which this article will cover, which we're going to go into. It says from real estate and retail stores to classic cars and art, the weakest segment of the American economy right now, which is Babylon, America's Babylon economy right now, is the very top, while the middle class and broader consumer sections continue to spend. These people are spending money they don't have. You have it, the middle class and such. They, of course, are given credit, because this is a credit-based system, and they just spend and splurge out, having no discipline, in which, in the end, they end up being what? Broke, kicked out of their homes and such, and homeless. It says, while middle class and the broader consumer section continue to spend, economists say the sudden pullback, in which these elite bankers, they issue out these various loans and such. And this is a farce, because you have it where you have the poor are spending and you have the actual rich there are holding back. Let's continue on to read the article. It says among the wealthy could cascade. It says economists say a sudden pullback among the wealthy could cascade down to the rest of the economy, creating a further drag on growth. That would be the global growth. It says luxury real estate is having the worst year since the financial crisis. That'd be referring to, I believe, 2008. With pricey markets like Manhattan seeing 6 straight quarters of sales declines, according to Redfin, sales of home price at over 1.5 million or more fell 5% in the U.S. in the second quarter. Unsold mansions and penthouses are piling up as across the country, especially the ritzy resort towns, with a nearly 3-year supply of luxury listings in Aspen, Colorado, and Hamptons in New York, retailers to the 1%, which I'd be speaking of those rich elite, are fearing the worst, with famed Barneys filing for bankruptcy and Nordstrom posting 3 consecutive quarterly declines in revenue. What's going to happen is Nordstrom is going to be like many of these other department stores which closed their doors, or many of their have various retail locations closed. Like you can refer back to Sears closed. There's some locations still, I believe, but they're not going to be around long at all. You can look into your different UK and other places how a lot of these different stores are closing down as well, especially with the Brexit, which with that is halting and leaving a lot of people in confusion because they don't know what is the future for Britain economic wise, because you're gonna put a end of free movement, which that's going to impact a lot of the different corporations being able to profit. Okay, so anyway, going on, it says meanwhile Walmart and Target, which cater to everyday consumers, are reporting stronger than ever expected traffic and growth, and you can expect that because of the different cheap goods, which that's in the scriptures you read in the book of Second Esdras. It speaks of if I can find this precept, it says, for victuals shall be so good cheap that people shall think themselves to be in a good case, roughly paraphrasing. You have your people, because they can get a lot of things for cheap, and you see that people are still spending in the so-called middle class. People, of course, still think that they're going to be fine, that there isn't going to be a recession, that America is going to continue on as it always been, that Donald Trump is going to make America great again, and with his various trade wars which he has waged against these different nations, foreign nations, which, if you are in the know, aren't doing well with how it's continuing to proceed. You know, Donald Trump is saying that he's guessing what he actually did, his decision. But these elite give the actually orders to Donald Trump, and he does what they want. Simple as that. This is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 16, and it says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Correct. So that's where you have your, as I explained, you have these major luxury retailers they're struggling. They can't only pay or actually have buyers for these high-end cars, high-end real estate, high-end goods. You have it where these various retail stores such as Walmart and Target, they have things for cheap, so people think it's fine, but it isn't. in this biblical prophecy. It says at this month's massive Pebble Beach car auction is known as a smashing price records. The most expensive cars falter on the auction blocks. So let's look into this term for a falter, because I'm not familiar with this term. Search it. Falter definition means to lose strength or momentum. It also means to hesitate, waver, give way. Hardship. So going back to the article, it reads here, it says less than half the cars offered at 1 million or more were able to sell, but cars priced under 75,000 sold quickly. Many far more than their estimates. In the first half of 2019, art auction sales were down for the first time in years. Sales at Sotheby's dropped 10%. Christie's auction sales were down 22% from a year ago. There are many reasons for spending declines. Tax changes, for instance, are to blame for some of the real estate slump. The new parts of the high-end economy have retained their shine, from luxury new cars at Swiss watches and fashion. Yet the data suggests that the U.S. wealthy are beginning to shut their wallets. If spending falls further, the broader economy, which is household management, could start to feel the pain. The top 10% of earners account for nearly half of all consumer outlays, according to Mark Zandi, chief economist at Moody's Analytics. But their spending has fallen over the past 2 years, while spending in the middle class has accelerated. If high-end income consumers pull back any further from their spending, it will be a significant threat to the economy expansion. Add, of course, the trade wars and such. That's just gonna be more damaging. Okay, so reading on, it says the saving of the rich has exploded, more than doubling over the past years, suggesting the wealthy are hoarding cash. The middle earners are those 40% to 39 or 89% of the income distribution have largely picked up the spending slack from the rich. If a job growth slows any further, unemployment will begin to rise. The middle earners will pack in, resulting to an economy downturn, Zandi said. And you're, of course, going to have unemployment will rise because a lot of the different businesses are closing down, shutting their doors, and that leaving many people without jobs, which that's biblical prophecy again about the grinding season, which you read that in the book of Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, which I will get later. It says here also there are two main reasons for wealth slump: volatile markets, slowing global growth. Alright, with volatile, that deals with volatility. That's when it's like up and down, isn't it? Constant and such. So we're gonna go into that word, that term for volatility, just for verification again. Volatile, easily you have it unpredictable, rapid, unexpectedly, especially for the worse, right? So you have it where it's just unstable. Okay. So continue on. In slow and growing global growth. The top 10% own over 80% of the stocks in the U.S., which the rich own everything. Okay, they're taking your money, they're investing it into these various, as it goes into stocks and bonds and such. Okay, you have your money in the bank and such. They're flipping it and doing all matter of things to accumulate wealth. But now, of course, you have it that a lot of these people, they're not, and they, of course, investing anymore. Okay, because a lot of the people are not, being the rich, they're not confident in the market anymore and where the economy is going. And they have inside information, too, which I'm going to bring out about Warren Buffett, I believe. Also, because many of the wealthy also own companies that do businesses overseas or have foreign exposure, they have become an early warning system for economic storms forming around the world. Because they'll hit in these other various lesser nations, and then obviously Babylon being the economically the largest, you have most wealthy economic powerhouse is Babylon, aside from China, second to that is. There's the middle class consumer, whoever is buoyed up by strong employment and reliable and relatively stable housing market. U.S. economy is that for over a decade has defined by the rich reaping the gains and fueling the spending has no flip. So you see that the roles are being reversed. You have it where the rich reaping the gains and fueling the spending. Now, of course, it's the poor that's doing the spending. Okay, but I'm gonna say that we're not getting the gains. Okay, that's all. You know, we may on a low level get gains, but what, like, who labors to be rich? Oh, here, I know I'm not. Work myself in the grave if I do that. So it says the rich still have plenty of wealth to spend, but spending is at top driven by confidence, rich consumer confidence, buyers' confidence, and certainly, and right now, they are finding little of either in the global stock markets and trade war. I just heard a large blast in the background, which called Allah Yahweh Bashem Al-Shai Bashem Kakodash. I don't know what that was. It was very large. It's like I want to say it. Okay. So I have this other article, and I'm going to bring out this other scripture too. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter. That's not it. Let's see. Chapter 2, and I'm going to start at 12. Ecclesiastes 2 and 12 and 17 actually. Therefore, I hated life, and this is Solomon, right? This is rich man, right? He had, of course, all the wisdom. Okay. Therefore, I hated life, because the work that is wrought under the sun is grievous unto me, for all is vanity and vexation of spirit. Solomon had all sorts of matters of riches. Okay. It says here, verse 18, said that was a vexation of spirit. It says, yea, I hated all the labor which I had taken under the sun, because I should leave it unto a man that should be after me. Right, and you have it where right now you have, of course, righteous men. We are under the curses. You know, we don't have the ability to leave anything to our actual offspring. For the most part, our offspring basically have to, like it says, curses shall be the basket of thy store, I believe. Our offspring just have to come out and try to, of course, make it, due to Khan, our grace of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. I mean, and this obviously is troubling for us Israelites and such, because you have it where these Edomites, they have wealth built up, in which is all stocked up, but the Lord obviously is going to take all that and give it back to us, okay? Just so that you know, it says in the scriptures that the wicked, they shall vomit it up, all of the different riches in which they've stored and hoarded up and such over these times of their rulership, years of their rulership. These Edomites as the Greeks and Romans, okay? This is the second Roman rebirth of the Roman Empire. Okay, so this is Job 20 and 21. There shall none of his meat be left, therefore shall no man look for his goods. Right. Also, Job chapter 20:18, that which he labored for he shall restore, and not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein, because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away the house which he builded not. And of course, as you know, the laborers are the ones who built up this whole setup which you see before you. Babylon and the various countries, Israelite laborers, which is free labor. We've been put in, still in subjection till this day. They've been profiting off of it due to various corporations, jobs, such. We get another precept. Go to I'm gonna go to let's see. I was reading in the book of actual, is it either Zechariah or Zephaniah, the first or second chapter or the third verse. I think it was third chapter as well, but let me see what I got. Give me a wee moment. Alright, so it was Zephaniah. Slakia. Then I'm going to go to another scripture too. Alright, so Zeph 2. This is Zephaniah chapter 3 and 1. Woe to her that is filthy and polluted, to the oppressing city. Right, so this is a filthy and polluted place, and it's a very oppressing place, being Great Babylon. Okay, the Lord's going to destroy this place before that. Okay, for all, of course, the robbery, the usury in which is executed upon the citizens of the people, which make the people, of course, howl and mourn for the lack of actual financial profit from being a functional member in this society. You have it where people just say, fuck it, let's live off of benefits, which those are them social programs and such are going to fall, the teats and such, they're gonna all fail. People are going to be out here famished, hungry, and they're going to issue them a chip. Okay, so there's another scripture which links this with something else. I believe it's in either Nahum. Yeah, you can go to Nahum, the 3rd chapter, which it says here, Nahum 3:1, it says, "Woe to the bloody city, is full of lies and robbery, the prey departeth not." So you have it with all of these signs in the economy, with the economists speaking on it. You have it that the prey departeth not. They are not, of course, hearkening on to the signs. Me and the Israelites as a whole, we have, of course, Sagi, I must say. You have it, the actual elect of the Israelites. They are, of course, coming out, of course, of that whole being in the whole trust of the system. But you have, of course, 2/3 which still do trust in it, in our, as you see, spending and spending and spending. Most of the middle class consists of these 2/3. Israelites are mostly, okay? So it says, "Woe to that bloody city, is full of lies and robbery." You're being robbed within your wages, which you're being taxed to death. Taxed to Mowath to death by, of course, Esau, Edom. And now you have it where the rich aren't spending, which you gotta get into this. Guess what Warren Buffett is doing with his money right now? He ain't spending it, basically. He hasn't been doing any spending, really, because I believe he's an insider, and he knows that there's a major financial crisis coming. So it says here, I'm gonna read. It says, "Does Warren Buffett believe that a major financial crisis is coming in life? What people do is far important. What do they say?" So what people do is far more important than what they say, right? As it says, "Be a doer of the word, not just a." What it says? Yeah, be a doer of the word. Like you don't just want to speak, okay, not do. You have to, of course, execute action. Slack you for the lack of words. It says, and Warren Buffett is doing with his money right now speaks volumes. During the second half of 2019, a lot of experts are warning about the possibility of a market crash. Okay, which I've been doing lessons on this, so it's like the lessons is being repetitive, but the warning has to go out. I don't know who the elect are, where they are and such. They're scattered abroad, the four winds and such. So, if I just do a video, that of course elect see somewhere and it of course resonates with them, that's good. They get sealed by hearing the warning. Okay. Turn back to the power, which is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Stop, of course, worshiping idols and trusting in the system. I did my service, okay, as an actual prophet of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Abadim of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, servant, okay, Abad actually. It says here, Zephaniah 1 and again, 1 and 10, it says, and it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord, there shall be a noise of a cry at the fish gate, and a howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills. All right, the fish gate going to the marketplace. Okay, these stock markets and such. Okay, you see it. You have the fish dog, and you have Sha'ir. All right, fish gate, which is the marketplace. Okay, which you have, of course, your stocks and bonds and commodities sold on are traded and such on the stock market and such, Wall Street, your different other various markets, okay, London Stock Exchange, etc., etc. Okay, so it says, "Who ye inhabitants of Magtesh," some major ancient city of merchants. For all the merchant people are cut down, all that bear silver are cut off. Okay, and you're gonna see when this crash comes, you're gonna see all out hell, inshallah, is gonna break out, and you can definitely bet on that chip being implemented mandatory as the answer for this financial crash, this recession. Okay, really, just a complete crash. Okay, so this is gonna be the book of James, chapter 5, and let me see. I'm gonna read back in this article. Then we're gonna close out. I gotta go to the Shaddai tomorrow. Fuck. Anyway, going on, which is the field, the plantation. It says here that experts are warning about the possibility of market crash, and corporate insiders have been selling stocks at the rate that haven't been since the last financial crisis. That appears to be widespread belief that the markets is about to take a really negative turn, and we have seen the sort of a race for the exits in a very long time. But when there is a lot of fear on Wall Street, that can sometimes be an opportunity to make a lot of money. When Warren Buffett certainly hasn't been afraid to zig when others are zagging over the years, and if he believed that there is great opportunity in the marketplace right now, he would not hesitate to strike. But as you see below, he's not doing that, and that of course shows you that he's an insider. He has inside knowledge, okay, that something's going to happen. The economy is going to crash, okay. He ain't gonna want to lose all his various assets, commodities on the market being invested, okay. That's why isn't he, of course, participating more as what he used to. Okay, he's holding back. That's of course that lack of consumer or confidence, buyers' confidence and such. Okay, this is Warren Buffett is a famous financial investor in America today. It goes, he's an Edomite, so just going to it. He's just a brief. It just says that he's as of July 2019, he's worth a net worth of $82 billion. The third worthiest person in the world. Goes into his history. But you just go into it. Red flags are popping up all around us, yet people are choosing not to pay attention. That's 2/3. Well, and of course, the rest of the nations and such. As it says, many people will be eating and drinking giving on to marriage. The Lord is going to catch them as a thief in the night. It says if Buffett believed that economic boom was coming, the stock prices were going to go higher. Sitting on a giant mountain of cash wouldn't make sense at all. Yeah, he have all this money, and then of course the market is going up. He would have investment and make a profit off of that. Well, he isn't. He's sitting on that money because he know that this market is going to crash. Okay. It says, but if he believed that the market was about to crash, which I'm basically just said, that the stock prices would soon be cheaper than they are now, having a mammoth of cash hoard would make all the sense of the world. Of course, Buffett is not the only person or one that can see it coming. Earlier today, in this article which I showed you, it says, lamented the fact that there has been a sudden pullback in the spending among wealthy individuals all over America, from real estate and retail stores to classics. All right, so I already have mentioned that. It says when the economic crisis is ahead, the correct thing to do is reduce spending, which that's going to lead to what? Recession. Okay. The obvious it says in obvious in that is precisely what many of the top economic pyramid, or ones at the top of the economic pyramid, should be elite, have decided to do. Meanwhile, millions of American Babylonians, do not understand what's happening. The Lord didn't give them that wisdom, knowledge, understanding. He left them, of course, in gross darkness. Gross darkness covered the people. just assuming that everything is going to be fine somehow. And these people think they're in a good case, but they aren't. Okay, so I'm gonna go down to this precept and close out. It says James 5:1. It says, go to know, ye rich men, weep and howl, for your misery shall come upon you. So he's speaking out to, your Warren Buffetts and your elite. It says your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver are cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you. Ye shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, Shadaka, your fields, which that's field your, right, in Hebrew, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, right, which the people cry because they are doing the labor, and of course the field, which is the world, where various jobs, okay, they of course are crying, they're mourning, okay, they of course are mourning and lamenting because they of course are stuck with these various bills. They aren't of course benefiting much from their labors, okay, as what you elite, you of course are profiting so much where your money works for you. You don't even have to lift a finger. All right, so the system is rigged. It says here, I want to go for that word for cried. And as you said, as I showed you in the precept, that this place is full of lies, robbery, destruction onto it. Cries. We got here in the Greek, boy, a cry, that's it. A call for aid. Yeah, most people, of course, us Israelites, were calling for Yahweh Shem Yashai to destroy Babylon, destroy the system, because we're being done treacherously. So much bloody tactics, snares, nets, caught into debt, credit cards, etc. Banking, credit unions, etc. Loans. So it says here, I'm gonna read it again. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. Okay. It says, ye have lived in pleasures on earth and have been wanton on discipline, and ye have nourished your your minds, as in the day of slaughter. Ye have condemned and killed the just, and he doth not resist you. You go into the Apocrypha, it speaks about how these cries of the poor man entereth in the ears of the Most High and such, because the man is, as it says here, I'm gonna bring out this is Sirach chapter 21:5. It says, a prayer of the poor man's mouth reaches to the ears of the Most High. I believe that ears is azan in Hebrew. We get it mixed up sometimes with Izon, but I believe it's Azan. I gotta go back and check. Let's just check real quick, just to be 100. Ears. So always Tawab, Tawab, to look these things up. Okay, so it says here, for ear, azayan, but right here, the root, right here, azan. So azan is for ear, okay? So again, Back in Sirach 21, I'm reading it my physical scriptures book. Sapar, this book. I pray the poor man's mouth reaches the ears of the power, and his judgment cometh quickly, or speedily, actually, Slakia. Okay? So the Lord's hearing the prayers of the elect. So, and that's it, what I'm going to bring out in this particular lesson. As you see, the scriptures are speaking. There's going to be a global economic crash. Simple as that. And you see why the rich, which are the elite, are making the moves which they are doing. Esau, Edom is definitely at work. Satan, Shaitan, the physical report, is definitely on his move. With that, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Shem Shai, Bishop Kodesh, double honor to those apostles that great Muslim. Shalom to the elect. Shalom to the elect. And I'm going to leave it off with this other scripture the Spirit just brought out. It says here in the book of Sirach, chapter 14 and 4, it says, he that God gathereth by defrauding his own soul, gather for others, that shall spend his goods righteously. And of course, as you know in the scriptures, that it tells you that in Sirach chapter 10 and 8, because of unrighteous dealings, injurious and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So you understand why, of course, there's judgment that's going to be going down. You have wickedness that's going down, greediness, covetousness that must be, of course, judged. There must be a punishment for that. That I'm going to say shalom.